everybody, and welcome back to Manifest It FINESSE IT on YouTube. My name is Manifesting Gaia. That is my Twitter, TikTok, podcast, and Instagram. All the links are down below. And my affirmations list and audio rampage email is down below. And coaching information and my YouTube membership with more exclusive manifestation content. And most importantly, my manifestation workshop with boot camps, ebooks, programs, audio bundles, workshops to help you get your desires. That thousands of people that are using it and getting results is linked below. And today we're talking about manifestation myths, principles, and manifestation that I see other people, other coaches, random people on Twitter say that are just wrong and that don't make sense. And it's creating a lot of limiting beliefs in people. I will say people are saying things that work for them. Some of them are just parroting information. I'm not saying this is limiting for them, but when I hear it in my mind, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And I'm sure people could say that for stuff that I say. Obviously, in my mind, I don't think so because I wouldn't say something if I thought it was limiting. So this is just my opinion. And yeah, so this first one I saw a couple weeks ago on a live, this like blonde woman popped up and she said, your subconscious mind will get confused if you have multiple SP and affirm using just the word SP and it won't know, which is not true. If your conscious mind knows what you're talking about, how would your subconscious mind, which is more powerful, not know what you're talking about? It's the same thing if you took like siblings. If you have two sisters, two brothers, and you say my sister is always mean to me, you're not going to manifest both sisters being mean to you because you know what sister you're directly talking about. If you say my sister and brother are mean to me, it's going to be the two that you're thinking about when you say sister and brother because of what meaning you're attaching to those words that are going to manifest. The other two are going to be nice to you. I'm not sure if she says this, but I want to say that she does. But these will be the same coaches that are like, well, if it just helps you to say the word money and to you that means abundance and prosperity, then just do that. But it's like, okay, so if my mind knows that the word money means me being rich, even though the word money does not mean being rich, it just means currency. How would my mind not know if I say SP, I'm talking about this person, and if I say SP in my next affirmation, I'm talking about that person? If I consciously know what I'm talking about, then my subconscious mind knows what I'm talking about. Period. Number two, I see this a lot with the coaches that preach saturation and just persisting with affirmations. Too many affirmations make it harder to saturate, which is not true. Saturation is not 3 to 4 affirmations. Robotic affirming, fine, but this is also why I don't do robotic affirming because I'm a rampager. And then in the same breath, these coaches will be like, guys, also do rampages. Saturation just means you're telling yourself a story. It does not matter if that story has 1,000 words. It does not matter if that story has 20 words. It doesn't matter if it's the Neville Goddard collection or it's a pamphlet on law of assumption. Those are all stories. Those all count as novels. There's no limit. Putting limits on techniques is crazy because a technique is supposed to be customizable to the person using it. That's why there's no wrong way to do a technique, or there's no one technique that works better than another. As long as it helps you think differently about this area of your life and yourself, then it's a good technique. That is not true. Saturation is not limited to number. First of all, y'all know I'm Queen Rampage. I don't like to stick to 3 to 4 affirmations, and I still get what I want. And I get the same things as these people. I still got my weight loss. I still have my SPs. I still have my monies. I still have a good business. I still have good social media. I still get my brand deals. And I don't have to say the same 3 to 4 things. To me, that's boring and exhausting. And I say this all the time. Like, if somebody thought 3 to 4 thoughts a day, you would consider them mentally ill. Our minds think tens of thousands of thoughts a day. It's not normal to think the same 4 things for hours on end. That is not normal. If you're doing robotic affirming, that's fine. But I'm saying for you to push that as the only way is ridiculous. So wrong again. So this is also the same person that said the first thing. I just had to write these down when I heard them. Like, it's crazy. This is also very law of attraction-esque because I heard this a lot when I was in law of attraction. But when the affirmations aren't specific enough, that you won't manifest the result that you want. So for example, if you say he misses me, it'll keep him missing you and not contact you, which is stupid. And this person also preaches, if you're affirming for SP, that you need to have an action. You can't just say they're thinking about me. You have to say they're contacting you. You have to say that they're doing something or you won't get it, which is limiting. I've manifested specific people, first of all, by just thinking about them because my self-concept is high, especially surrounding SPs. But also, my favorite affirmation is this person is obsessed with me. I love that affirmation down. I don't micromanage because there's no way you can sit here and affirm every single little thing you want your SP to do. You shouldn't have to say, SP's texting me exactly this at exactly this time and on this day, and I'm going to be doing this when he's texting, and they're going to say this and we're going to do this after. No, that's too much micromanaging. That's too much focus on 3D. I don't do that because to me, when you get super specific, number one, you're being specific based on what your 3D, which why are you focusing on your 3D? If you have a desire, have the desire independent of whatever is going on around you, or you limit yourself. Number two, that's also stupid because again, it's the same thing with the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind knows what that means. It's like when people used to say during law of attraction, if you affirm SP's obsessed with me or something like that, they're going to start stalking you. It's going to turn dangerous. dozens of SPs that have manifested that has never happened. And in situations like these, where it was calling my phone, no caller ID, blowing up my phone, making multiple accounts to contact me, I wanted it to happen. This is again pushing the narrative that you're not in control. Because if you're saying you can affirm for something, but it'll manifest not in your favor, then you're not in control, because who wants that to happen? Nobody. These people that are pushing these narratives don't understand how conscious creating works. Every single thing that I want can happen exactly the way I want it. There's no such thing as something bad happening unless I assume it. It's not even a possibility for an SP of mine to harm me. If that's your mindset, you need to stop affirming and then focus on the story you have about yourself and your power, your worth, because obviously you don't think you're worth your SP going psycho on you, and also the story you have of your person. And this isn't limited to SPs, but this person was SP focused, and number two, this is the SP myth. But that's not true. When it comes to SPs, I love general stuff. They're always thinking about me. They're always obsessed with me. They can't stop thinking about me, because in my mind, that means they'll do anything. They'll do anything to reach out to me. They'll do anything to see me. They'll do anything to be exactly who I want to be. Like, that's stupid. Oh, they're thinking about me. It just keeps them thinking about me and not actually doing anything. That's never happened to me. That's going to happen for her if that's your limit. Why would you make that a limit? If I say they're thinking about me, it means they cannot stop to the point where they have to do everything possible to see me. But I don't have to say all that. That's a long affirmation for what? I can just say they can't stop thinking about me. This next one, somebody reached out to me and said a coach was like talking crap about SP and NSR and it was bothering them, and they sent me the link to the video. I didn't even watch the video. Guys, like, don't send me limiting content about manifestation. I'm not watching it. First of all, the person you guys send always has less subscribers than me. Like, they're not even manifesting their own good stuff. Like, I don't care. So I don't know why you do. But for anybody who has limits on doing self-concept or doing nervous system regulation or anything that helps you think and feel better about your manifestation is wrong. Number one, I don't know a single coach that, when I say coach, please, like, I'm talking about with a decent following. Why are you showing me a coach with 4,000 people? I've never heard of a coach with 4,000 subscribers. Like, I don't know who this person is. With like a decent following, with like a couple tens of thousands of followers, okay, or subscribers or whatever, or 100,000, like whatever. I've never heard anybody say you need it. And if you don't do it, you're not going to get what you want if you don't have a good self-concept or if you don't regulate your nervous system. What I don't understand is why any coach would want to push their clients or viewers or whoever to not think the best about yourself. What sense does it make to say you're the creator of your reality, but you don't need to think that? Screw thinking that, though. You're insecure, who cares? Just affirm and persist. That's where I disagree. Again, I'm not saying you can't get your desires by having a low self-worth. We all know people who are in relationships with low self-worth. Yeah, they have the person, but they're getting cheated on, they're getting ghosted, they're not getting commitment. People can have a lot of money, but they could also be getting used by their romantic partners because they have money. They could be getting used by family. They could be getting set up. They could be getting robbed constantly by their friends and family. Like, I can think of so many people who that's happening to because their self-concept is shit, because their worth and value is shit. At the end of the day, to me, I don't know why any coach would not preach thinking highly about yourself if this is all about mindset and what you think you can have. And that also goes into the limiting belief. If you're constantly focusing on your self-concept, then that keeps you in a loop of focusing on self-concept. Or if you're focusing on XYZ, then that keeps you in a loop and you never actually get your desire, which is stupid. What don't you guys understand? That the more you repeat something, the more you believe it. The more you repeat something, the more you're going to manifest. The more you focus on something, I don't care what it is, good or bad, circumstance or desire, it's going to push out. So if I'm constantly thinking, if I'm constantly focusing on, I'm loved, I'm chosen, I'm worthy, I'm valued, I deserve the best, I'm worthy, I'm good enough. If I consistently tell myself that story, let's say for a month, and I don't waver, and I don't go back, and I don't change my mind, you're going to sit here and tell me that's going to keep me in the same place? No, it's going to level me up. I'm going to believe it. I'm going to be like, I am worthy of this. Why was I tripping over this SP? And I'm going to get what I want faster. Why would focusing on better stories of myself keep me in the mindset of me thinking lowly about myself? That doesn't even make any sense. If I'm consistently thinking better about myself and my reality, then I'm going to move. I swear, y'all find any excuse to not focus on self-concept. No, if I don't do that and I continuously try to persist, even though my mind keeps telling me I don't get what I want, like the people who are not trying to do it, that's where I'm going to stay, because all I keep doing is affirming and then undoing it because I affirm against it. When if I just focus on self-concept, I would just pass all that and excel. You focusing on the same story over and over, self-concept or desire, will make you believe it. You'll keep going, because self-concept isn't beating yourself up and telling yourself what you're doing wrong. It's the opposite. It's telling yourself how right you are, telling yourself how everything you're doing is working, how everything's working in your favor. How would that keep you stuck? It would only push you further. And that's the point of manifestation, like I said, or any tool you're using. You're supposed to be thinking and feeling better about yourself and the desire, which self-concept and NSR does. There is no harm in self-concept or NSR, and a better reality always comes with a better self-concept. And then this last one is something somebody commented or DM me to make a video about, but I'm just gonna throw it in here. This is on manifesting multiple desires and overcoming the feeling of, if I manifest everything I want by, say, telling myself that I already have everything I want instead of individual desires, my subconscious mind might not know everything. So basically they're saying, if I use blanket affirmations instead of affirming for each individual thing, I have my dream life, I have everything I want, instead of I have this specific SP and I have this money and I have this. Basically the myth where I said about you need to be super specific or your subconscious mind's not going to understand. So that you guys keep thinking your subconscious mind is weak. If you can consciously know it, you can subconsciously know it. Your subconscious mind is more powerful than your conscious mind. You have to remember, in your subconscious mind, there are no limits. So every single person you've met, every single thing you've seen, thing you've heard is all in the subconscious mind. It is the meaning making machine. It's a supercomputer. It is processing billions of bits of information a second. So that's not a thing. If you know what you're talking about, then you know what you're talking about. If I say my life is perfect and you know in a perfect life, this would be my money situation, this would be my SP situation, this would be my health situation, then your subconscious mind knows it. How can you know it consciously, but you're saying it's not in my mind? It's all the same mind. If you know what a perfect life means to you, then saying a perfect life, your mind knows what it means to you and it will push out. At the end of the day, if you have limiting beliefs, if you don't believe in yourself, me telling you can do it isn't going to make you believe in yourself. You have to reprogram, you have to persist, you have to reinforce that the only limits that exist are the ones I put on myself. So why would I want to live in a world for the limits? I always ask you guys, all these limits you guys have, do you want that to be the case? If the answer is no, stop telling yourself that it's the case. There are no rules. It's whatever you want it to be. So if it's not helping you, stop allowing that to be true. Okay, and that is all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, you can have anything you want in this universe. Nothing's too big, small, or expensive. I believe in you. You should believe in you. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!